That day, as I arrived at my son's home, I was on the ground in a fetal position, feeling like everything inside of me would be expelled. What happened on October 2nd became a time where you need the deepest of the deep. And if you're going to question anything about faith or God, it's in those times that you are either broken or God can use whatever is allowed in your life to build character within to meet a new day. I was able to say, okay, God, this is so bad. This is beyond anything I could ever comprehend in my life. If there is anything in this that you can turn around and use to your glory, you do that. Because this is as bad as it gets. It's like anything that happened in my life, I could always look around and say, well, at least this isn't as bad as so-and-so. But no, this was as bad as it gets. Nothing could have been worse. God's word is what has anchored me and given me such a stability. As many felt like this forgiveness was too automatic, it was too quick. The Amish will be the first to say forgiveness is not easy. Forgiveness, what I have learned through this, it is a decision that we make. It is not a feeling. It is not an emotion. Any one of these families, they would tell you, this has not been an easy road to travel. Freedom comes from forgiving. When we can forgive, we do not become bitter. I guess that's one of the biggest lessons that I've learned through this, is really rethinking forgiveness and what that looks like. Oh, that's easy to answer. That would be Henry. That would be Henry showing up at our door on day one. His ministering to my husband was the first sign. Henry is our Amish neighbor across the street. And so he's on the board for 3 of the local Amish schools. They had closed their schools that day. And afterwards, with hesitation on his part, because numerous times he turned around and went back up the lane. And yet just felt, no, he was to be here that day. And he truly was a gift from God, because he came in and just left him know that we love you, we don't hold anything against you. And that just spoke to my husband's heart. When I saw my husband look up into Henry's eyes, the first time he lifted his head that day and said, thank you, Henry, it was like, wow. I guess what I would like people to glean from the sorrow and the sadness that we have experienced in life, because of the depths of what our family has been through and the Amish community has been through, I want everyone to know that there is hope for a future. There is a tomorrow. And the way we approach that tomorrow depends on the choices that we make today. Many have been inquiring when I would write a book, and it has been written. It is not released yet. It will be released in the fall of 2015. The title is Forgiven: The Amish School Shooting, A Mother's Love, and a Story of Remarkable Grace. Check my website in the fall, joythroughdversity.com. So I am anxious for that to be available to you, and check in the fall.